Hello everyone and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you guys are doing very well. As I mentioned in my previous video, I am recording this on a Sunday. I know that this video will come out on Monday, so if something dramatic happened on Monday, I apologize in advance. And the reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to go under surgery this week, and I will not have the time or the possibility to upload any content, let's call it live content, through that period. By the way, guys, if you do enjoy the content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel, so thank you. Thank you very much for your support. Now, a lot of stuff has been happening in crypto, a lot of noise, a lot of new YouTube channels popping up. It's everywhere in the news, too much information. Let's pull it back a little bit. Let's reconvene. Let's see what was predicted on this channel over the last year and where we are today. So, last year came to YouTube in June, and it was in the middle of the recovery year, in which watching Bitcoin and crypto in general was like watching paint dry. So that is when you're coming out of the bear market and you're in the recovery year, which is basically you have a couple of weeks where you all of a sudden go up a little bit, but then you go sideways for a long period of time, and then you go up a little bit and you go sideways a long period of time, etc. And you climb that very painful wall of worry. Now, I said Q4 2023, so that was October to December 2023, Bitcoin was supposed to start to pick up and supposed to outperform the majority of the other coins, which is exactly what happened. Then Q1 2024, Ethereum tends to outperform Bitcoin. Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin by a little bit, but usually it's much higher. It's around the 20 to 30% mark. I think that is driven by extra strength of Bitcoin. And because Ethereum, it's in its third cycle curse, which is supposed to underwhelm expectations of people. However, in any case, still outperforming, and I do believe that outperformance will become more obvious now in March. And in March is when you have your first altcoin season, which I like to call the baby altcoin season. It's a good altcoin season, but it's not the euphoric one that we typically see later. Now, what is different this cycle? Bitcoin ETFs. The amount of net inflows per day has been brutal. That's why Bitcoin climbed so fast. And if I want to be honest here, this is what you would like to see in the super cycle. Now, am I predicting a super cycle right now? Not yet. But as you know, if you've been following this channel, I do have the three scenarios. The bear case, in which Bitcoin would stop at around close to 100K. Then you had the base case, where Bitcoin would go to like 150K. And then you have the bullish case, the super cycle case, you have the base case in which Bitcoin would stay between 150 to 300,000. And then you have the bullish case, or the super cycle case, in which Bitcoin can go to, 300K plus. Now, are we in the super cycle? No. Are we stronger than previous cycle? Yes. So in terms of timing of these things happening, the Bitcoin wrapping up into the halving, all of this, it's all according to the timetable, if you will. If you look at the previous cycles, you define the times, it's all matching up. What is the difference? The strength of Bitcoin. Why? Previous cycles, we would be, at 30-35% of the previous all-time high. That means we would need a rally of 70-75% to break the new all-time highs. Now we are around 10-15% from a new all-time high. So Bitcoin is very high right now compared to previous cycles. So there is a major difference. When did the ETFs come out? In my opinion, in the best case scenario. You remember when I was here and I said, you want the ETFs coming, quite behind the Bitcoin halving, which, let's be fair here, that's what happened. So I have no reasons so far to believe that we are not in pace, at least for the strong base case. Maybe Bitcoin 240,000 is going to be the one. Remember this number, 240 for the future, okay? Now, as you know, Bitcoin halving is coming. I don't know what people say. I don't care what people say. Bitcoin halving has always been a sell the news event. And a very, very consistent one, actually. 38% sell-off 2012, 39 2016, 38 2020. Now, does that happen on the same day of the halving? No. This lasts between 1 to 2 months. Now, it would be great if we would bottom this correction with the rate cuts. So the halving is bottoming, the sell-off, and you get the rate cut. So you go a little bit down, a little. So you have like a week down like this, like a week, and boom, that marks the bottom, and we can go up. Now, during bull cycles, Bitcoin has sell-offs? Yes. How much? Up to 40%. That tends to be the max sell-off we see. Actually, one very good sign of, okay, this is not a normal correction, and this is actually maybe the end of the bull market, is when Bitcoin sells off consistently, not one day like this, but I'm saying consistently more than 50%. And think about the previous cycle. Record money printing, zero interest rates, 65K, 29K, that's more than 50% drop. You needed all that leverage from Michael Saylor, 3 Arrows Capital, BlockFi, Celsius, FTX, Terra Luna, to do what? A 6% higher high than April 2021. That's how much the cycle is pulling you down naturally, and how much artificial leverage was pumped in to make just a little slight all-time high before we completely go down again into the bear market, as we should have gone in April 2021 during the Coinbase IPO. Now, all of this to say what? Are we respecting the cycle? Yes. Should we see an altcoin season, the first one, which is weaker than the final one, now before the halving? Yes, we should. We're starting to see it in a few coins, but I'm talking about something more with more hump. I'm talking about coins going up 50% per day, stuff like that, across the board. Like basically, it's going to be hard to pick a coin that doesn't go up. Then when Bitcoin tops before the halving, Ethereum tops a little bit later, and then the altcoins top about 14 days later. Now, very important. Am I thinking about selling during that time period? No, because I can be wrong. This time may be different, and we keep on going up. But instead of me buying in March or buying in July, for example, I'm probably gonna focus my 2024 buys, and these are probably gonna be my last buys of the cycle in March and in April, and in the beginning of March, before the altcoin season goes full-fledged, after the Bitcoin halving and the sell-off, and during May and June. And then that should be it. And then my next step, as I've mentioned this many times before, second half of the year is try to understand, okay, where is going to be the top signal. Will it be, but because this is very important, by the way, the same way that the ETFs helped pump the price up, if they start selling, if you start having net outflows, it will accelerate the selling as well. So it works both ways. Need to put that in mind. It will go up faster and go down faster as well. Yes, then I'll be looking into top signals. And no, maybe governments will ban self-custody. Maybe Ethereum spot ETF will come. Maybe a big crypto company will IPO. Who knows? We'll see. But it's good to have in mind what can be the situation. Now, I do believe markets will do well in 2024. Like, people are already predicting the end of the world again. Look, it's an election year. I don't think so. But we'll see. It's going to be a volatile year. Yes, very volatile. So if people think that we're just going to go straight up into infinity, into paradise, think again. But with that, guys, I hope that this clarifies. Are we on pace for the cycle? Yes. What type of my scenarios? Strong base into Supercycle. Are things happening according to schedule? Yes. Are the things happening stronger than expected? Also yes. So it's important to say that. Now, what I would like to see as a confirmation of the cycle is a strong first altcoin season, then sell-off into the halving, 1 to 2 months of sell-off and sideways, and then we start to go up, and then at the end we have the big altcoin season. That's what I'm looking for. With that, guys, thank you very much for your support, and I'll catch you in the next one.